What's up, Aquarius? How y'all doing? It is time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's going on with you guys in the second week of September. September week 2, 2025 for Aquarius. So it's a weekly check-in. So it's just a short, quick, general, energetic overview. Any of you need a personal reading? All I got to do is go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But I have a link for that right down here in the description of this video, okay? All right. Let's see how the energy's looking. How's the energy looking for Aquarius universe? What can we tell Aquarius about their situation and the person they're dealing with in the second week of September? Ooh, King of Cups. Okay, I don't think that's all that much of a surprise to you, is it? Or you at least really strongly suspect that this person got feelings for you. You highly suspect it, right? Could be a water sign for some of you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Well, okay. So, yes, this person does still try to get your attention. Probably in ways that they try to throw a pity party. I'm trying to come up with an example without being too specific, but you know them people on fucking Facebook and social media that it's just boo-hoo shit all the time. Boo-hoo shit and angry shit all the fucking time. Not just every now and then, all the fucking time. Boo-hoo shit, angry shit, boo-hoo shit, angry shit, boo-hoo, angry, all the fucking time. That kind of energy, I'm not saying that's exactly what they're doing. I'm sure for some of you it is. But you know that kind of energy where, you know, they're fishing for some kind of attention. And I think they're really definitely fishing to see if they can get your attention. But this person is definitely a boo-hoo, poor, pitiful me, pity party type of fucking person. And for a lot of you, they play the victim in a problem that they created, right? It's like, you created the goddamn problem. Are you serious? And you can't really tell. Sometimes it's hard to tell if they're being serious. Sometimes you can waste a lot of time trying to figure them out. Because it's like, there's no way you're that stupid. There's no way. There's gotta be some sneaky, deceitful manipulation going on in there. You can't be that stupid. You can't literally create a mess like you created and actually believe you're a victim, right? Yeah, they can. Oh, yeah, they can. It is not as uncommon as you would think. So, yeah. I don't think that's a surprise to most of you, though. If I remember correctly, isn't this the same message that's been coming through for the last few weeks? I try to remember the readings. This message came through for somebody over the last couple of weeks. I don't remember if it was you or was it Virgo? I don't know. All right, whatever. Let's, I don't really think, when it all comes down to it, I don't think that their little attempts to try to get your attention is really working out. Just like it didn't last time. Let's see their deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. What are their deepest energies? Uh-oh. What fell out on the floor? The high priestess. Could be a Cancer for some of you. Are you surprised to see this dude right here? Whoops. I would almost go as far as, no, I do have them all here. I have them all on the table. Minimum of 3 cards. Minimum. The Devil with 2 Kings reversed. Specifically Wands and Cups. I think some of y'all are dealing with a genuine, certified, true blue textbook narcissist. Y'all know me. If you're new to my channel, I don't use that word very often. I'm not the one that's going to throw that word around, you know, and yell it from the rooftops. And for me to use that word based on the energy I'm seeing coming through a tarot spread, it has to be a very specific combination of energies. And I'm seeing that this energy here does fit the bill for a lot of you. A whole lot of you. Could be a Capricorn for some of you. Also got Cancer. Yeah, they're not trying to reconcile with you, though. That's the thing. See, that's the fucked up part about it. They're not trying to reconcile with you. So then what do they want? Well, this is the convoluted, nuanced, energetic fucking anomaly of your average narcissist. I don't think there is an answer to that question. I don't think so. If you ever met a real motherfucking narcissist, which I think a lot of you have, there is no reality. There is no logic in their mind. See, okay, modern research has found some very interesting things regarding real narcissists. And you know what I think is so fascinating? They actually have a fucking brain disorder. Like, their brain isn't functioning properly. Now, I'm no neuroscientist, so don't hold me to this 100%. But I believe they said it has something to do with the relationship between the lobes of the brain regarding logic, like the prefrontal cortex, the frontal lobes and whatnot, and emotions. They have to communicate back and forth with each other. Your logical mind and your emotional mind communicate back and forth. And with your average narcissist, something happens that stunts the growth and evolutionary and maturity process of that communication relationship. So they're not really communicating. Your logical mind and your emotional mind aren't communicating. They're both firing separately in their own little worlds. Which is why there's no fucking point. There's no point in trying to argue with them. There's no point in trying to explain yourself to them. There's no point in trying to defend yourself. There's no point in trying to get them to understand. They can't. They literally can't. Anyway, don't get me started on that. I don't want to trail off just yet. And again, I think I'm just telling a lot of you a bunch of shit that you probably already knew. Let's get the advice. Let's see the advice. You know what? I don't say this very often. I don't say this very often, but I think this is a clear-cut example of a situation where, in order to heal from this, you're going to have no choice but to find your own closure in here. The bad news is that is a pain in the ass to go through. The good news is, though, the good news is when you're dealing with a motherfucking narcissist, that's really the only choice that you have. The few people who actually heal from this, which I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen very much of it in my career, honestly. Oh, I've seen a bunch of people who have dealt with genuine narcissistic abuse. You know how many people I've seen actually heal from it? A few. A few. You know what everybody has in common that I personally witnessed who has actually healed from it? They're completely unrecognizable. In a good way. In a good way. They do quantum fucking leaps in evolution. It'll turn you into a totally different person. It'll turn you into the highest vibrational, most evolved, advanced version of you that you ever dreamed existed. You won't even recognize that person that you used to be. And having to find your own closure is all the ingredients that you need to be able to do that. Sometimes people will come to me and they'll ask me, will I ever get the apology that I deserve? Will they ever come clean? Will they ever open up and admit to what they did? I need this for my spiritual growth. And I got to stop you right there. No, you don't. That is not what you need for your spiritual growth. You know what that is? You know what you need that for? For your ego. Because your ego put a lot of time, effort, and energy into painting a picture. And when the ego paints a picture, the ego will guard that fucking picture with its life. And anything that shines light on the fact that the picture the ego painted was wrong, oh, the ego will reach and grab and scramble and scrape for anything it can to justify the picture. Any excuse, anything. That's what you're going through. That apology that you're looking for is just to satisfy the ego. All right? When this right here, healing from this, is going to require you, not politely suggest, but require you to delete that picture and admit to yourself, I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass. And repaint a new picture. And rethink everything. See, that's what the ego's afraid of. The ego is terrified of having to rethink everything, because on a deep thing is connected to everything. Who you are right now is a composite of everything you've ever experienced, every thought you've ever had, every lesson that you've ever learned, every belief, every opinion that you've ever formed, and it's all connected. The person you are right now is connected to something that happened to you when you were 10 years old, to what you were being taught when you were 6 years old. The ego is terrified that if I delete one of those links in the chain, no telling how far fucking back that's gonna go. I might just end up finding out that my whole identity is a crock of horse shit. That scares the fuck out of the ego. Little does the ego know that it's a dumbass. The ego is fucking stupid. It doesn't know shit. And once you get the ego to accept the fact that it's okay to be a dumbass because we're just a human, then that's when real growth happens. That's when real growth happens. You ain't growing if you're the smartest person in the room. And especially if you think you're the smartest person in the room. You ain't growing. I know you ain't. So this is going to be one of those types of things that's going to force you to find your own healing in here. Or just remain karmically tied and at rock bottom for the rest of your life. Sadly, man, it's so fucking heartbreaking. A lot of people do that, honestly. A lot of people do. They remain trapped in that energy of what happened to me, and, you know, they stay stuck in it. It's so sad, because I know how fucking treacherous it can be. But the few people who heal from it, man, you got a whole fucking world waiting for you out there. But you can't align with that new world, that new life, and those blessings until you're vibrationally aligned with it. And that's what this situation is preparing you for. You're going to look back at it and laugh one day. Promise you. Think about that. Picture that. Picture that. Scrape everything that you thought you knew. Step away from your ego. Step away from your emotions. Picture what it would be like. Just try to feel what it would feel like to be looking back on this and laughing your ass off. It's funny. It's funny. You'd be looking back like, oh my God, dude. Touche universe. Right on, man. Holy fuck, dude. Now I see why that was meant to happen that way. That was meant to happen that way so that this could happen this way. Right on, universe, dude. Cool. I wouldn't go back and change it for any fucking thing in the world. It played out beautifully. I'm so glad that that played out the way that it did. Feel that. Create that feeling in here. The longer you can hold that, the more you're attaching to that timeline. Just hold on to that timeline, and you'll be pulled straight to it. Don't try to figure out how to get there. Just hold on to that. You'll get there. Promise you that. All right. Let's see what's coming in for the singles. Single aguas. What's coming in? For single aguas. Woohoo! Look at that, man. Long-term commitment. That's the same card that jumped out for Capricorn. Different deck. What do you mean the same deck? Empress. Long-term stable commitment. 3 shuffles. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, damn, dog. Well, the majority of the energy here looks good. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Boom, boom. King, Queen of Cups. Ace of Cups. Motherfucking Empress, though, bro. Look at that. Boom. Shang-a-lang-a, bing, bang, bro. Look at that. But, you know, a little bit of this in there. That's normal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, and the Sun card? Shit. A little bit of this. A little bit of this and a little bit of this. Hey, it happens. It's duality, you know. No matter where you get in life, no matter how far you make it in life, no matter how good things get, there's always going to be something negative to balance it out. Always. Always. I don't know what bullshit, fake-ass spiritual public figure is sitting up their phone next to a waterfall, right? And they're pretending that they just float on a fucking cloud all day, and they never get mad, and they never do anything wrong, and they just shit rainbows all day, and it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. You're never in this dimension, in this skin suit, you're never gonna reach a point in life where there's no negativity. Ever. Ever. Throw that idea out the fucking window. This is a dimension of duality. Thinking that you're gonna escape negativity is about as stupid as thinking that you can get in a rocket ship and flying so far up that you escape down. Come on now. No matter how fucking far up you go, there's always gonna be down. No matter how far to the right you go, there's always gonna be left. No matter how good things get, there's always going to be bad. Period. Anyway, this looks like a really good high vibrational balance of positive and negative, though. It honestly does. This looks pretty sweet. This is the start of a whole new fucking cycle right here. You've completed a cycle, man. This is starting to turn into one of my favorite cards in the tarot. How many of my OG followers do I have with me? You know that my favorite card pretty much throughout the course of my career has been the Magician. The Manifester, because those of you who know me know that manifesting was the only thing that I ever set out to learn. And to say I've manifested miracles in my life is a fucking understatement. But I've been thinking here lately, without a death process, there is no manifestation. There is none. You're not going to attract your divine life partner. You're not going to attract that new lifestyle of abundance, financial abundance, emotional abundance, love, light, success, prosperity, all that shit without a death process. And a lot of you have been going through the death process. Been going through it. And it sucks to go through. But you about to see why you've been going through that. You about to see. It's going to start making sense. It's going to start opening up and the blessings are going to start fucking rolling in. Damn. Sweet. Okay. I love it when it comes out like that. Look. We got Emperor and Empress, King of Cups, Queen of Cups, masculine and feminine counterparts, and the major and minor arcana. That's fucking badass, dude. Let's, well, okay, let's see. I guess let's just see how the first 60 days plays out. When the next person connects with you. How's it playing out for the first 60 days? Forming a pretty good, solid, tight friendship. Yeah, see, there ain't gonna be no confusion here. Ain't gonna be no confusion. Within the first 60 days, you are going to be absolutely confident that you ain't going nowhere and they ain't going nowhere. Y'all are forming a good, solid friendship. I'm not saying that you may not have your days where your thoughts get the best of it and you start thinking, oh my God, what if this just turns into another fucking lesson, you know? But see, there's a difference between when you intuitively feel something is off and when there's just monkey chatter, right? Because see, back in the day, when you was fucking with people that it did turn out to be a lesson, you felt it. And you had to do a lot of work to try to stuff and bury that feeling down. Now, the difference is when there's nothing there to feel, ain't nothing there to feel. because it's not off. The energy is not off. Yes, you'll probably have thoughts that get the best of you sometimes. You'll start thinking, oh, well, what if this, what if that, what if they're lying, what if this, what if. You'll notice it's interesting. It's just monkey chatter up here. There's no feeling attached to it. And it's hard to explain until you experience both ends of the spectrum. We've all experienced what it's like to feel something off, right? But only once you experience the other side of that spectrum, when you deal with a connection that's genuinely so transparent and authentic that there ain't nothing to fucking feel that's off. You can literally, well, maybe literally, you can genuinely, like, just hear it going on up here. Yeah, what if, there's no feeling attached to it. Okay. Well, let's get some advice, I guess. What's the advice? Don't attach yourself to anyone right now. Don't attach yourself to anyone. Remain as neutral as possible. Because during the middle of that death process, most people are tested. So where you are in regards to that is going to be different for every one of you. Some of you haven't even been tested yet at all. Some of you have been tested 20 times. So the only way I can throw a blanket over all of you is just don't attach yourself to anyone. You ain't gonna fucking have to. You ain't gonna have to. Allow people to come and go naturally. Allow it. Just allow it. You're shifting to a new frequency. As you're shifting to a new frequency, there's all these energetic bandwidths you're going to pass through on the way. And as you pass through one frequency, people will come. As you pass through it, they go. As you creep into the next frequency, people will come. As you pass through it, they go. People will come and go and come and go and come and go and come and go, and you have to allow that to happen. Allow it to happen. I'm not saying go isolate yourself and be alone. Unless you want to, that's fine. I'm not telling you to go cut everybody out of your life. I'm saying let it happen the way it naturally wants to happen. And then right when you least expect it, and it's the last thing on your mind, boom. Boom, that's when it's coming in. You'll see, man, this has been well worth it. The death process, the clearing of the old bullshit has to happen. It has to. Once you see those of you who are really creeping into an abundance frequency, you'll see that it had to be that way. It had to. A lot of people fall under this misconception that when you do that, when you make such a radical transformation, you know, from the bottom to the top, oh, they think they're too good for us now. Oh, they don't want to come back to the hood no more. Oh, they too good for their family. No, that wouldn't be able to fit into your paradigm, even if you tried. Go ahead and try to go back to your hood. Try it. You won't even be able to hold a conversation with your old homies. Go ahead and try. Try to bring that person back into your life that drifted away from you. You won't even be able to fucking talk to them. You're not even on the same wavelength anymore. You'd be lucky if you could sit in the same room with them for 30 minutes before the energy just pulls the two of you apart. This is energy, frequency, and vibration, not judgment. Okay? All right, well, I feel like those were the messages that my Aquarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Thank you, Terry, for the super chat. Appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you that tuned in, played along, and showed love, support, and positive feedback. That's what makes my job worthwhile here on YouTube, y'all. I greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to check the description of the video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading, all right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.